Hello and welcome to Delblock 10. This is probably going to be the second to last Delblock I'm going to do before I commit myself entirely to the storyboard of the game. I also want to give a special shout out to Deemtown, who has been so kind to make three different small tracks for loading sequence. We're gonna hear a few of them in a moment. So actually, let's just fire up the game and gonna talk about the features. So this is a loading screen I talked about, and one of the music pieces. So we just quit again and continue. This is actually one of the other ones. So the loading screen also shows a few hopefully useful tips. Right, so let's take the new things one at a time. So I worked a little bit with player upgrades, and one of the things that you can do, what the hell, is you can climb normally.
I can't climb this. If only I had my climbing gear.
So currently that voice is just a proxy, of course. But the thing is, normally you can kind of vault over things like this. But if you don't have the climbing gear, you can't just continuously climb. That requires you to find the actual climbing gear, which is this one.
This will help me get to those hard to reach areas.
So once you have that, you can see now I can just freely climb things here, which is going to be one of the key abilities that you will have to acquire. So I did also conveniently placed the grapple gun here, because I want to show some things also. But apart from climbing gear, you can find a piece of armor. So right now you have 100 health, and if I pick this one up, you now see I have 50 armor. And the boxes here, they are actually, this is a armor kit, repair kit. So holding this trigger down will apply 25 armor to my character. So I have 100 armor and 100 health. So the health and armor display are going to be replaced by something later on. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it actually. So another thing which I have placed over here is a very nice turret. Hello. So currently it's not doing anything, it's just sitting there. But this one is actually configured to trigger once I pass into the laser. Shit. Okay. Great. Oh, I respawned over here. Right, so this one is we have another turret here, which is actually configured to work a little bit different. So this one is motion motion triggered. So if you can see now it's passing. You can actually hear when it's getting triggered. So if I don't move, it will not detect me. But if I keep moving fast, it will start shooting at me. Okay, so I'm just gonna dispatch of that turret. So the thing about the turrets, they and in general enemies and actually the player also now, they have the damage mitigation. So when I shoot this one, this has a currently just artificially high damage mitigation for projectiles. It kind of a lot of times, but there's a barrel out there. If I shoot that, you can see also the death sequence, but also that it dies really easily from explosions. Whoops. Alright. Nope. Okay, so that was the health and the armor, how it's working right now. And I think, oh yeah, the journal is actually also something I finally got time to add. It works, you can swipe your hand like this to turn the pages. And you can see you have all the communication, all the voices that you hear. They are going to be found in this page here, and you can also see all the information stuff that you see in the black screens, what you probably miss, and you just read it here. And also your stats, how many times did you die and how many enemies did you kill. That's going to be updated in this one, and possibly more. So this is very handy now. It's well, it's working. Okay, so the final thing I want to show is a little bit work I did with audio volumes and let's just get up here now. This is a new area I created in the test project here. So for the testers, you probably want to try this out. Quite good fun. So what you'll notice is the background, if you have the headphones on or sound on, which I hope you have, you can hear the sound of the wind. Audio up here is pretty kind of violent, and when you step in here, two things happen. One is that you get a headlight on, because you can also acquire a headlamp or whatever it's called. But you can also see now each area of the map can be tagged as an indoor and outdoor area. So this is an indoor area, which means that it does not have that ambient wind. So when I step outside, you can see the light turns off, and you can hear the wind now. There's still a few bugs with it, but in general it's working. Okay, so the idea behind the headlamp is that it's going to provide some light, which doesn't require you to have a weapon with the light on. I don't have any right now, but it's not going to give you that much of a light radius, so it's still a good thing to have the light upgrade on one of the weapons, so you can kind of use that to look around. If we step in here, you can see there's a little open area in here, which I'm not going to talk too much about. I'm not going to show any of this. It's going to be a nice thing to experience yourself if you want to try it out. The people on my Discord channel, they can try it already. Not yet actually, but very soon you can try this area out yourself and see if you can make it up to the top over there. Alright, so I'm just gonna crawl out again. So, as you can see, the fall damage is disabled still. I'm gonna re-add that probably next time. Okay, so before I end this video, we just switch to the Trello board. We talked about the loading screen and the music, and also the first aid kit and the armor, and also don't know if you noticed it, but when you get hit, I have a different damage effect now. I forgot to mention that. And you also get a different hit effect when you have the armor on, so you visually can tell if you have armor or not, because you probably won't have time to look at your hand and stuff. Also, I did a major thing. I upgraded the engine to 4.19, and as far as I can tell, it works pretty good. I changed the old screen percentage implementation to use the Unreal Engine 4.19 pixel density, and I did notice one peculiar thing, which I'm just going to mention in case somebody tries it and run into performance issues. So this was brought to me to my attention by Morchalis on Discord. I don't know if I pronounced his name correct, but under the tab developer, you can see there's a super sampling setting. I had mine set to 2 like this, and that made my game perform really bad when I upgraded to 4.19. So I set it back to 1 like this, and then it looks and performs exactly as it did on 4.18. Just in case somebody is wondering or having performance issues as well. So this is actually a kind of an interesting thing, because with the pixel density introduction in 4.19, apparently Steam decided to do something sort of similar at almost the same time. So that's just a thing to keep in mind. We talked about the climbing gear, which allows you to climb, and the turrets. So the turrets also have a third attack mode, and that is a visibility attack mode. So as soon as it gets line of sight to you, one of its attack targets, usually the player, then it will start to aim at you, and in that sense it behaves exactly as the current sniper AI does today. So that is actually 3 different behaviors it has implemented. On top of that, I also added what I called a firing profile, which allow me to define how it shoots. So right now it's shooting 1, 2, 3 and making a little pause, and 1, 2, 3 making a little pause. So I can easily orchestrate different patterns of shooting, and also add in a reload if I wanted it to. So that is really nice. I think that the way it came out, and also the journal you saw. Nothing really new to say about that. I may add in a some kind of a counter for finding secret areas. I think that could be fun. It's somewhere on some notes I have, but yeah, in that case, it will end up in the stats department, I guess. And if I come up with more stuff, I'm just gonna add a new tab in here. Anyway, as you can see, I still have a few things, and I'm probably gonna see if I can get that stuff in the last update I do. And then, as mentioned, I'm gonna take a break and not do any of these regular development blogs. So the next time you hear from me with this game here, at least, it's probably either going to be about trailer or maybe, I don't know, some kind of announcement, I guess. Anyway, time will tell. So anyway, that was what I had for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think. Bye for now.